All right, everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and this is Tabletop Baseball TV. And we are presenting part 2 of our replay baseball tutorial. This is basically stripped down. I call it the tutorial 101 for beginners, where I don't read any of the additional information. I don't go into the paragraphs or explanations. I just kind of read the results straight out, like so almost like an APA baseball level of basic. And it's going to be Jerry Grody, Don Hahn, and Harrelson here in the top of the 4th inning. We're going to play 3 innings. Tutorial part 2. You'll find the first one as part 1. And the score is 4-0. It was a grand slam by John Milner in the 1st inning. And those were the only runs of the game. It's the Mets 4 and the A's 0. All right, so the way we play replay baseball is first you roll the red. That's going to give you the column for both cards, pitcher and the batter. So it's going to go to 4. That's usually a defensive column. Then you're going to roll the white, which is for the batter card, which is a 16. A 3 is equal to a 16 on his card. And then you roll, of course, you roll them all together. I roll them all differently. It's going to be third base. So that's Bando at third base. Let's take a look at Bandos. Now I should, for example, Mangual, who's in right field, is a 3-3-11. I'm sorry, Alou. 3. His error rating is a 66. His arm is a 3. Oh, in right field. In right field, he's an 11 error. So he made a lot more errors in right field. Okay. But we're looking for Bando, so let me not get distracted here. We're looking for Bando, and Bando is a 323. 3, error rating is a 23. Okay. Double check that because that's pretty low. 23 is what it is. All right. So, we're looking at the 3. So it's a 3 plus the 3 is a 19. Let's see what that says. Now, with replay baseball, you have to go back and forth to the chart. So it's a column 4, 19. And it's going to say grounder out at first. So it's a ground ball third base. Scoop by Bando. Long throw to first in time. Gets Grody by plenty. Okay. So 1 out. Don Hahn. And we roll a 3. Then it's a 2, which is a 2. And then it's a 4, which is a 2. So that's a 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 on the batter card, 2 on the pitcher card. Column 3, and a 4 is a short fly to right. Coming over is the right fielder, Alou, makes the catch. 2 outs. Next batter is Buddy Harrelson. Pitch from Blue. Oh, and that was a 4. Again, a potential error. A 2 is a 3. And then a 4 again. This time it's shortstop. Can't be Campaneris. Let's see what Campaneris' numbers are. It's short, 1 and a 42. So that's going to be a 3 plus a 1 is a 4 total on column 4. And a 1 is going to be grounded to first. Rip to short. Scoop by Campy. Over to first. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. No runs. No hits. Just like that. So it plays pretty quickly, as you can see. I play games in about 40 minutes, and that's somebody who doesn't play it all the time, so I don't really have a lot of the stuff memorized, but I know guys with stuff memorized can play this in 20 minutes, easy. All right, it's going to be Jesus Alou leading us off. Jerry Kuzman. So column 5, and that's going to be a 4, which is a 27. 27, and then a 2 is a 29 in column 5. '29 in column 5 says fly ball center field. Under it is Don Hahn, makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down. Next batter is Ray Fosse. Fosse is 0 for 1. He lined out to the shortstop. Here's a pitch. It's a 4. So column 4. And then it's a 1, which is a 17. A 17 and then a 2, which is the second baseman, Mian. Let's see what we said about Mian. Mian is a 261. So he's a 261. So it's going to be the 1 is a 17, right? And then the 2 is going to be Mian, who's a 2. So 17 plus 2 is a 19. Column 4, 19 is going to say grounded to first. So slow chopper to second. Mian gets it, flips it over to first, and that's out number 2. And next is Dick Green. Column 3, a 1 is a 4, and a 1 is a 1. So that's a 5 altogether on column 3. And that says fly out to left. And left field is Cleon Jones. Pounds the glove, squeezes it for the out. We go to the top of the 5th. We're doing a replay baseball tutorial, 101 I call it. Then you can add your bells and whistles once you get the basics down. It's Kuzman leading us off. Here's the pitch from Blue. So that's going to be a 6. 6 and a 2 is a 36. And a 3 is going to be a 39. 36, 3 is equal to 3. So 36 plus 3 is 39 on a 6. And that's going to be a 39 is a strikeout. All right, lineup turns over. It's Garrett and Mian with 1 out. It's a 4. And a 5 gives us a 5. And then a 3 is going to say the third baseman. So Bando was a 3, so that's a 5. And a 3 is an 8 on their column 4. And 8 is going to be a grounder out of first. So it's pulled down the line, backhanded by Bando, long throw to first, in time to beat Garrett. 2 outs. Felix Mian, 3. And a 3 is a 5. And a 6 is a 3. So that's an 8 in column 3. 8 in column 3 is line base hit center field. 2 out single for Felix Mian. Now, I'm going to show you something, right? Now that we've gotten into it a little bit, and this is going pretty fast. So it was a 3, which is a 5, and then a 6 is a total of an 8. It says runner advanced. Okay, you could check the third base coach, and there's a chart that says third base coach, and you can try to roll to get to advance. There, just want to share that. Those are the type of things that I'm not doing. Rusty Staub, 2 out, 1 on. Pitch from Blue, column 6, and a 1's a 31, and then a 4 is a 3. So 31 and a 3 is a 34 in column 6. 34 in column 6. I don't know if you can see that. It's going to be a fly ball, center field. Racing in is Jackson, and he gets there. All right, no runs, 1 hit. We go to bottom of the 5th. Lead off is Blue, Vita Blue. Here's a pitch. It's a 6. And a 4 is a 36. And then a 4 is a 2, so it's a 38. Column 6, 38. Go right to it now. We're getting a little bit faster. That's a strikeout. So Blue strikes out for the second time, and that's strikeout number 1, 2 for Kuzman. Top of the order, Campy. Campy has been hit by a pitch and flied out to center. Pitch from Kuzman, so 1. And a 1 is a 10. And then a 1-6 is a 13. 13, column 1 says single up the middle. Ground ball and through past the outstretched glove of Mian into center field. So Campy is always a threat. And it has a plus sign. I'm not going to look at that sign right now because I want to just do basic. Campy should have an opportunity to steal. Now, that plus, what does it say about that plus? Wait, that I believe is the chart. Yeah, stolen base or caught stealing. If the blue die is higher than the catcher's defense rating, it's a stolen base. If not higher, runner is caught stealing. That's how simple that is. So the blue die is a 6. So blue die is higher than the catcher's defense rating. It's got to be. It's a stolen base. If it's not higher, then it's a caught stealing. Just for curiosity, Grody's defense rating. I don't know what that is. I'd like to know. Let's find out what his defense rating is. He's a 4.453. Uh, 4.453. All right, so it's a stolen base for Campaneris. He's on second base. All right, it's Joe Rudy against Jerry Kuzman. 4. And a 2 is a 1. And a 6 is a second base. And we said that Mian was a 2, so that's going to be a 3 altogether. Column 4 and a 3 with a runner on second base. Infield is back. It's a grounded to second. That's going to advance the runner. So runner to third now. Sal Bando. It's a 4. Again, another 4. And then a 4 is a 16. And then a 5 is the shortstop. And that's Harrelson. We didn't say what Harrelson was in terms of defense. Let's look at that. Should have done all these at the beginning. It's a 253. 253. So it's going to be a 16. And then a 2 is an 18. And that's good. We're going to have to roll against the on column 4. So it was an 18. It says possible error. Roll 3 dice against the infielder's rating. So it's got to be, if it's higher than the infielder's rating, which is a 53, and we roll a 44, he makes the play. All right, and that's going to retire the side. So nice play by Harrelson. Gets to the ball. Long throw to first in time. No runs. 1 hit. We go to top of the 6th. I'll bring this over. Cleon Jones. Pitch from blue. 4 again. 4 column. That's a defensive column. A lot of defensive. All right, it's a 1 and then a 4-4. That's going to be to the shortstop. Campaneris is a 1, so that's going to be a 2. And I know that 4-2 is automatically a ground ball that he gets to. Nice range by Campaneris. Throws out Jones in the top of the 6th. It's 4-0 Mets. Grand slam by Milner in that first inning. Since then, blue has really settled down. Jerry Grody. No, who is it? John Milner's up. So 1 and a 2 is a 35, and then a 3 is a 37. So column 1, 37, ground ball, second base. That's green. Throw to first, 2 out. Jerry Grody. So 1. A 4 is going to be a 35. And then a 6 is going to be a 3, so that's a 38, 35, and 3. That's a 38, and that's a grounder to third base. Pull down the line, backhanded by Bando. Long throw to first, in time, 3 up, 3 down for blue. No runs, no hits. Go to the bottom of the 6th. 4-0 Amazons. Reggie Jackson leading us off. He's 0 for 2. That's a 1. Column 1, 4. It's a 35, and then a 1 is a 37. Column 1, 37. Column 137, that's a ground ball to second base. Chop to second, Mian. Whips it to Milner. 1 up, 1 down. Gene 10 is 6. A 1 is a 16. And a 1, that's a 17. And a 17 is a fly ball deep left field. Back goes Jones to the track, to the wall. Makes the catch. Wynn must have kept it in. And now it's Jesus Alou with 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. That's a 6. And a 6 is a 9. And a 6 is a 4. That's a 13. 9 plus 4 is a 13, and that's a deep drive. Center field, back goes Hahn to the track, looks up, out of here. So 4-1, the A's are on the board on the home run by Alou. Solo shot. Kuzman wishes he had that pitch back. Next is Ray Fosse. Here's the pitch. It's a 5. Column 5. Row 2 is a 27. And then 27 plus column 5, row 3 is a 2. So 27 and a 2 is a 29, column 5. And that's going to be a fly ball center field. And that's the inning. The A's pick up a run on 1 hit, the home run by Felipe Alou. And the Mets lead it by a score of 4-1. That's the end of tutorial part 2. And where are we? Let's see, we're at 16:43. That's how long those 3 innings. 16:43. That was part 2. I'm going to come back with part 3. This is CP Cards and Dice for Tabletop Baseball TV. Hope this is helping everybody out, especially those guys that find it daunting to try out a new game. Well, you can play just like this, and it gives you perfect results. These results are no better or no worse than Stratomatic or Appa or any other company. And that's just straight with no additional symbols or paragraphs. Disclaimer, this game has a lot of little symbols. It's got little raised numbers. It's got stars. It's got letters. It's got plus signs. It's got shaded areas. It's got on and on and on. You know what? I'm not playing none of that because I don't care for that right now. I'm just playing straightforward. As I get better, I want to add things here and there. I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna get fancy. I'm gonna start looking at, going a little bit deeper. I did add the plus sign for the stolen base because during this era you have to have Campy trying to steal a base. So that's the only symbol that I added, and that's the only one that I would potentially add, the stolen base symbol. And that's it. So this is CP Cards and Dice saying, I hope you enjoyed it. Bye now.